Hello, hello, it's Lorrinda. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I am excited to be here, have had some really good breakthroughs this week. And I just wanted to share some stuff with you about being a business owner and having a website. I'm a business owner. I've been developing websites for almost 20 years. And I still struggle with the technology that it takes to run my business. Now, I was listening to NPR this morning, and they were talking about, they were actually talking about Ritalin and Ativan, I think it's Ativan, or whatever the drug is that they use to give kids that have, or people that have ADDHD, I believe, are the acronyms for the attention deficit disorder. Well, they were talking about that, and they had a couple of economists on there, and some doctors and some other people on the panel. And one of the guys, well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't that. Anyway, I was listening to the radio, and one of the speakers kept talking about our knowledge economy. One of the things we learned from being under the mentorship of Myron Golden, he is the author of the best-selling book, From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. Excuse me, my goodness. And he talks about in there that if your goal is to create wealth, it is better or easier for you to do it in the economic era that we are currently living in. So when the Bible talks about study to be quiet and do your own business, working with your hands, when that was written, that was the agricultural age, meaning that agriculture or growing stuff was pretty much how everybody made their money. But Myron has this video called the mystery and the history of wealth, or maybe the history and the mystery of wealth. Excuse me. And it talks about after the agricultural age was the industrial age, and then was the distribution age, the technology age, the information age, techno-info entertainment, all these different times that it was really easy to create great wealth in that time because those people were creating wealth in the economic environment, in the climate that was best for that kind of business. So if we have these leaders and economists talking right now about being in the knowledge economy, we as business owners need to take that into account. It used to be that if you didn't have a website, it didn't bother a thing. Your marketing really was the thing that dictated your business. Well, it still does today. But then there came a time when you had to have a website if you're going to be in business. Then it moved on to, if you have a website, then you have to have a blog, because people really want to know that you have authority in the area that you say you do, and they want information. They want to be informed. They want to make informed consumer choices and things like that. So nowadays, if you are in business and you want to really prosper, you need some kind of web presence. The advent of tools like ClickFunnels says, throw away your website. You don't need a website, you need a funnel. But a funnel, in that definition, is a website. It just is a website with the pages strung together in a way that leads the visitor through a sales process, but it's still a website. So I was getting really frustrated because I really don't want employees. I don't mind having outsourced people working, things like that. But I really want to be able to run my business from anywhere that I am, doing trainings, events, and consultations, and building websites for clients when it's a good fit for us. So running my own business and doing things efficiently meant that I needed the right tools to be able to do that. Now, I'm a web designer. I am a web master. And this stuff confuses the heck out of me. So I'm thinking, wow, other business owners that are really just trying to save some money and do it themselves, but do it in a way that's effective, they must be really struggling. How can I help with that? And how can I share the things that I learned to help them? Because once you learn something, it's the objective of learning is not just to know it. It is to use it and do something with it that is useful. Now, once I've learned it and I've done what is useful for me, what do I do with that knowledge? I really believe we should pass it along. I wrote a book to that effect that's saying if you have expertise, if you are a person that knows processes or systems or just any kind of know-how that could benefit people, and you're really not doing anything with it, like you're retired and you have all this information now and you're just kind of sitting on it, I really believe you should share it. I really think it is your moral obligation to share it. We can kind of go along with the idea that it's your moral obligation to share your experiences and your wisdom with your children and your family, but why not with other people? I believe that in the abundance paradigm, that if I have enough, why would I ever have a problem if you have enough too? That just makes sense to me. My God is a God of abundance, that there's more than enough. He's more than enough. He gives us more than enough. He does provide everything that we need, and sometimes and every time the gifts of God come wrapped in people. And if we as people grab hold of the idea that our entire purpose on earth is to be colonial representatives of the kingdom of God and serve each other. That is such a revelation to me every time I think about it, that wow, my job is simply to help other people and do that in a way that pleases God and that takes care of me doing the purpose that I was put here on earth. I mean, I am actually tearing up, like right now, just thinking about that. That is just so beautiful to me, that our purpose in life is to serve God by serving others. Now, many times we think of that service as doing nonprofit things or going to church, and those things are wonderful. But business is service. You serve your customers with your gifts and talents as well. So the breakthrough that I had this morning, had several this week, but the thing that really, the idea I got this morning was to just start a Facebook group called DIY Websites for Business Owners, and put in there the things that I discover that will really help me in business, especially the things about this website. in the context of doing a business that aligns with our current economic era of being in a knowledge economy. Those kinds of businesses, businesses that do training and coaching and mentoring, those kinds of businesses have to have a web presence. And so just literally seconds ago, I had this breakthrough. I was writing an article about downloading images, high-resolution images from Amazon, that I found a tool to do that, and oh my God, this is wonderful. I'll be able to use those in my trainings and posts. Now, some of the images are copyrighted. Probably all of those are copyrighted, so you probably really shouldn't be doing that. But that's the thing I wanted to do, so that's what I found. And what the point is that I created this Facebook group that will exclusively be for business owners who are either forced to or choice to do their own websites, to host their own websites, to manage them, to upgrade them, to do whatever needs to be done to them instead of hiring a designer. Sometimes the business owners just want to have that control. And other times, if you're like me, when I first started my business 10 years ago, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have money to hire anyone. But God has created this, the greatest technology on earth, that is my brain, and I can learn. So if people can create it, then I can learn how it works and apply it to my life. I believe that. So I created the group and I put it in there, and really what it's for is it'll be a great place for me to service my customers, because I do help business owners with their websites and nonprofits and things like that. But that's not all I do. I do Facebook advertising. I do a lot of writing and researching and process analyzing and creating systems to do things more productively and that kind of things. I research a lot of software. So those things I will put on my personal blog, which is at blog.lorrinda.com. But I also wanted to put it in this group, the things that I think will help business owners who have chosen or who have to do their own website. And my customers will be able to go there and get questions answered. And if I'm not available, hopefully there will be other designers and developers with hearts of teachers, you know, like I have. I have the heart of a teacher. I really want people to know things that they want to know and build that community of helpful people. So that is the training I have for today, which is a resource called DIY Websites for Business Owners. So it's DIY, which stands for do-it-yourself, websites with an S, for business owners. And if you can't find that on Facebook, you can just go to DIYWebsitesForBusinessOwners.com, and it will just put you right on the group page. So I hope you are having your best day, and your valleys are lifted, your mountains are moved, and you are designing your divine life.